A few years ago, if you would have told me that a side hustle would help me buy a $1.5 million house in Austin, Texas, I probably would have asked what you were selling. But it happened. And the side hustle wasn't some flashy startup, it wasn't crypto, it wasn't day trading. I didn't build a giant warehouse, hire hundreds of employees, or convince investors to give me millions of dollars. What I did was I sold digital products online. Simple products that I could create once and sell over and over again with just creating content. Now, I want to be clear right from the beginning of this video. I'm not saying I created one PDF on a Tuesday night and bought $1 million house on Friday. This isn't how this business works. It's work. So I've been an entrepreneur for about 18 years. I've built websites, sold real estate, renovated houses, worked as a general contractor, created health programs, produced content, freelance, coached, offered services, and built several different online income streams. But digital products became the most, if the most important piece of this puzzle. They not only gave me additional income, but they provided me with flexibility. And perhaps most importantly, they gave me leverage. So I'm here in this video to share right now, to share about digital products. And I'm going to explain what I sold, how this business works in the most simple way, why digital products can be such a powerful side hustle, and how someone starting today can use AI to build their first product much faster than I could when I started. All right. So if you want help finding and launching your own side hustle, I'm also going to tell you about this free virtual event coming up called the Side Hustle Summit. But first, let me take you back to the beginning. I've been starting side hustles for most of my life, most of my adult life, all of it. Not because every idea was brilliant. Trust me, most of them weren't. And not because I had some perfect master plan. Didn't even study business in college. I didn't like the idea of a financial future controlled by one employer, one paycheck, and one source of income. That just never felt good to me, never felt safe. So over the years, I tried different business models, right? So some of them worked, some went nowhere. I spent too many hours on a bunch of them. Some made a little bit money and then faded away. But each one taught me something. I learned from it. I learned how to build a website. I learned how to create content that people wanted to read and watch. I learned how to market something. I learned how to figure out what people wanted and package it in a way that it provided a solution that they were willing to give you some money for. Eventually, those skills led me to digital products, freedom business, and that changed the economics of what I could build. So if you're a beginner, let's talk about this first. What is a digital product? Well, it's pretty straightforward. Digital product is simply something useful that can be purchased and delivered online. So we're talking about things like ebooks, meal plans, printables. Sell a lot of these on Etsy, right? Spreadsheet that helps you with something like a budget, templates, checklists for like what to have on your website, video courses, simple guides, membership sites like school communities, a collection of prompts now in today's AI day and age, a set of business resources, or fitness and nutrition program. I've created a bunch of these. So there's no physical inventory. You don't have to pack boxes. You don't have to take trips to the post office. Every time somebody places an order, what a relief. You don't have to do any of that. All you have to do is create the product, set the checkout page up, and have a delivery system that's automated, and customers can purchase it whether you're working, sleeping, having dinner with your family, or driving across Austin, or getting stuck in traffic in Austin. That doesn't mean the income is completely passive. You still need to work. You have to create the content. You have to attract customers, network, answer questions, and of course, keep improving and creating more products. But the product itself can be sold more than once. And this is where the leverage comes from. So let's look at it this way. If I were selling my time by the hour, I would have to perform another hour of work for every new payment, right? So you're trading time for dollars in a kind of simple way, right? So with the digital product, I could spend time creating something once and potentially sell that product hundreds or thousands of times. I've sold over 20,000 digital products in my online entrepreneurship career. So my digital products were built around knowledge and experience that I already had. For example, I'm a certified nutrition and health coach. I was a personal trainer. So I created digital health and weight loss programs, mostly for women. So these included meal plans, metabolism programs, intermittent fasting guides, recipe collections, and other step-by-step resources where I provided a certain type of diet and promise a certain result. So I didn't need to invent some groundbreaking new scientific discovery. I needed to take information that felt confusing or overwhelming and organize it into just a simple way to do it, a simple plan that someone could actually follow and achieve a result. So that's one of the biggest lessons I've learned selling and creating digital products online. People rarely pay for more information. Everything's out there for free. There's already too much information out there, actually. They pay for organization, simplicity, convenience, and a clear next step. So someone can search online for thousands of healthy recipes, but that still leaves them asking, which recipe should I use? What should I eat on Monday? How much protein do I need? How should I be working out? What exactly should I buy at the grocery store? And now, like, how can I do this on a budget? How can I stay consistent and motivated? A useful digital product takes all of those pieces that are all over the place loose and turns them into a clear path. And people will pay for a path that helps them solve a real problem. Again, over time, I've sold more than 20,000 digital products online. Some of these products, especially my first couple, took a long time to develop. I wanted them to be perfect. And others I would create in a week. So some sold extremely well, some didn't, but together they became a real meaningful source of income and helped our family build a life that would have been much harder to create with one paycheck. So let's talk about the title of this video. Did one $21 digital product, I sold them anywhere from 21 to 27, pay for my entire $1.5 million house? No, of course not. That would be an insanely great internet story, but it wouldn't be the truth. Buying a $1.5 million home was a result of years of entrepreneurship, building my skills, side hustle in real estate, hustling, building online income streams and assets, and creating those multiple income streams. Digital products were one of the most important streams. They helped increase my household income. They helped me build assets that could continue produce revenue over and over again. They gave me more flexibility to work on other opportunities, and they helped me avoid being dependent entirely on one job or one client, having to find clients over and over again. That matters when you're trying to qualify for a home, save for a down payment, support a family of 5, and handle the expenses that come with building a bigger life, not to mention inflation right now. So the house wasn't purchased because I got lucky with one viral post or one viral pin. It came from years of stacking those small wins, one product, one customer, one piece of content, one email, and one new income stream at a time. So that part isn't as exciting as saying I made $1 million overnight. There's a lot of people saying that. I'm not one of them. Guys, this takes a lot of work. And if you're consistent, it can pay off. But it's more useful because it means you don't need a miracle. You need a system that you can keep building, and that's what I have behind me here. So I'll get to this in a minute, but I want to go over 5 reasons that this business model made sense for me, and maybe they will make sense for you too. The startup costs were super low. I didn't need a storefront. I didn't need an office lease. I didn't need to purchase thousands of dollars in inventory before knowing whether anyone actually was going to buy the product. I needed knowledge, a computer, a way to collect payments, and a way to reach people. All those things were available to me right away. That made it possible to start small without a lot of money and improve as my business grew. Number 2, I could build it around my existing life. I'm a husband, I'm a dad of 3, have dogs. I've worked in part-time selling residential real estate, managed construction projects, created content, built websites, ran other side businesses. I don't have unlimited amounts of free time. Digital products allow me to work in pockets of time and build something without immediately walking away from everything else that I was doing. So this is why I believe side hustles can be so powerful. You don't have to burn down your current life and start building a completely different future. You can begin just with the couple hours that you have. Number 3, I could sell the same product repeatedly. This was just crazy, especially when I was sleeping. So if I could create a useful program and 10 people bought it, I didn't have to recreate it 10 times. If 1,000 people bought it, the core product was still the same. Of course, there's a little bit of customer service and marketing that kind of grows and scales with your business. But fulfillment didn't grow at the same rate, right? That gave my business room to scale because it was automated. Number 4, content could keep working for me. This one's huge. A blog post, YouTube video, Pinterest pin, email, or social media post could continue bringing people to buy my products after I published it. Of course, not every piece of content worked. Most didn't. Most content didn't even explode overnight. But when you build a library of useful content, those individual pieces can start working together. One Pinterest pin might bring in a few visitors today. A search optimized article might generate traffic a year from now. An email might introduce an older product to a new subscriber. Again, it's about stacking those assets. And then number 5, I could create more than one product. So once I understood the process after my third product, I didn't have to bet the entire business on just one offer. I could create an entry-level guide. Then I could create a more detailed program and charge a little more for it. Then a separate recipe bundle. Then another product for a related problem or diet. One customer might purchase several products over time. That allowed me to build a product ecosystem instead of constantly starting from zero. And here's what's interesting. Most people already know something that they could that could become a digital product. Everyone has an idea. Everyone has different skill set. The problem is that they dismiss what they know because it feels so normal to them. Like everybody should know this. Maybe you've planned meals for a family on a tight budget. Maybe you've created a spreadsheet that keeps your business organized. Maybe you've figured out how to negotiate medical bills, just obscure things. And maybe you know how to plan a youth sports season, organize a classroom, create landscaping designs, prepare a house for sale, or help someone move to a new city. You assume everyone knows what you know, but I'm here to tell you that they don't. The question isn't, am I the world's leading expert? That's pretty silly. A better question is, can I help someone who is a few steps behind me get a result faster? And that right there is enough to start. It's enough to have something to create. You don't need to know everything about a subject, and nobody does. You need to just solve one specific problem for one specific person. So if I had to start over today, I would keep it extremely simple, and I have it here on my dirty whiteboard. Step 1, choose a specific person. Don't create something for everyone who wants to make life better. That is way too broad. Choose someone that you kind of understand, maybe somebody like you. For example, busy moms who want high protein dinners, new real estate agents who need a follow-up system, contractors who struggle to organize estimates, people moving to Austin with the family, beginners who want to use Pinterest for a small business, women over 40 wanting to simplify their meal planning. Specific products are much easier to create and easier to market and ultimately easier to sell. Step number 2, find one frustrating problem. So look for a problem that costs someone time, money, energy, or peace of mind. What are they repeatedly searching or looking for? What questions keep popping up? What keeps them up at night? What do they keep asking about? What have they already tried? What part of the process feels confusing to them? Your first product doesn't need to transform their entire life. It just needs to make one problem easier. Step number 3, create the smallest useful solution. Don't begin by creating a 97 video course with a private community and weekly coaching calls. Start with something that you can actually finish and follow through on. It might be a 10-page guide, a 30-day calendar, spreadsheet, a set of templates, set of prompts, short video workshop, a tiny course that's big right now, meal plan, checklists, resource bundles. Your first goal is not to create the largest product. It's to create a useful product and get it in front of the right real people. Step number 4, here's where AI comes into play. So when I first started, we didn't have AI tools available today. Now AI can help you do everything: research ideas, organize, come up with names, create drafts, rewrite confusing things, generate examples, help with sales page copy, email automations, develop marketing ideas, everything. But AI, don't let it take over. It needs to be your assistant, not your replacement. The product still needs your experience, judgment, examples, stories, and your point of view. If you ask AI to create a generic ebook about a broad topic and immediately try to sell it, you're probably gonna end up with the same bland information anybody else can generate. Use AI to speed up the work, then add the part that only you can add. And step number 5, build a simple way to attract people. You don't need millions of followers. You need the right people to discover you and your product. Choose one main traffic source to begin with: YouTube, TikTok, Pinterest, Instagram, blog, email list. Then create content that helps with the same problem your product solves. If your product is a meal planning system, create useful meal planning content, recipes. If your product helps contractors estimate jobs, create estimating content. If your product helps people use Pinterest, create Pinterest content. It's not rocket science. Your free content demonstrates that you understand the problem. Your paid product gives people the complete system. So let's talk about passive income. So I want to address this whole passive thing, right? Digital products can create leveraged income. They can make sales when you're not sitting at your computer, even while you're sleeping, but that doesn't mean you upload something once and money just starts appearing, sales start coming in. You still have to earn attention. You still have to build trust, even more in today's day and age. You still have to test your message and your marketing. You still have to improve weak products and create new and better marketing messages. So there have been periods when products sold well and periods when sales really slowed down. Algorithms change, traffic changes, customer interest change, the whole market changed. And this is just part of business. You got to evolve. The goal isn't to build something that you literally never touch again. The goal is to build assets that aren't completely tied to the number of hours that you can personally work. That difference can change you and your financial life. You don't need to start with the $1 million goal. So if you're watching this and thinking, that sounds great, but buying a $1.5 million house feels impossibly far away. So forget about the house for a minute. Start with your first $100, then try to make 500, then see whether you build something that generates $1,000 in a month. That's huge. How life-changing would that be? Your first win might pay an electric bill. It might cover groceries. It might even cover your car payment. It might even allow you to take your kids on a trip without putting it all on your credit card. It might simply prove that you can create income without waiting for someone to give you a raise. And that right there, that is powerful. Once you realize that you can make $1 from something you created, the next question becomes, how can I do it again? Then, how can I make it better? How can I reach more people? And then, how can I build a simple system around it? And that's how small experiments become real serious income streams. All right, now, real quick to wrap up, I want to talk about the Side Hustle Summit. If you want another source of income, but you're still unsure where to start, I want to invite you to the Side Hustle Summit. This is a free virtual event designed to help beginners build an AI-powered side hustle. Over 5 live days, you're going to learn how to find your starting point, choose a niche, use AI to develop your idea, and begin turning that idea into something real. You don't need a big audience. You don't need to be comfortable on camera. You don't need advanced technical skills, and you don't need to quit your job. You can start with an hour in the evening and begin building around the life that you already have. That's powerful. And that's the approach I wish more people understood. A side hustle doesn't have to begin as a giant business. It can begin as just one small little project that solves one problem. And then you let the results tell you what to do next. The Side Hustle Summit is free to attend, and I'll put the link in the description below. If you do use my link, I do earn a small commission if there's something for sale, which I'm sure there will be. But you can register and attend the summit for free. Digital Products did not magically hand me the keys to my $1.5 million house. But they did something much more believable and attainable and more valuable. They helped me build income that wasn't limited to one employer, one client, and 1 hour of my time. They helped me turn knowledge into an asset. They helped me build multiple income streams while raising my family. And over time, those income streams help make this home possible. Your version of success may look completely different. Maybe it's a house. Maybe it's paying off some debt. Maybe it's leaving the job you hate or helping your wife not work anymore. Maybe it's spending more time with your children. Maybe it's finally feeling like one unexpected bill won't throw your entire life into chaos. Whatever your reason is, don't convince yourself that your first side hustle has to be perfect. I'm here to tell you it definitely doesn't. Your first product might suck. It might not work. Your first video might get 12 views. Some of might still do. Your first sales page might need to be rewritten 5 times. That's totally normal. You aren't failing. You are collecting information. You are gathering more skills. So start small, solve that real problem. Use the tools available to you. There's tons of free ones, tons of low cost ones. And then keep stacking those small wins and let it compound, because one digital product probably won't change your entire life overnight, but one product can lead to that first sale, and that first sale feels so good. Your first product will lead to a better product. That product can lead to a real income stream. And a few years from now, you may look around and realize those small decisions help you build a life that once felt completely out of reach. If you want help getting started, click the link below and get your free spot at the Side Hustle Summit. And if you found this video helpful, subscribe to my channel. I'll be sharing more practical strategies for using AI, creating digital products, building side hustles that can become real sources of income. And after the Side Hustle Summit, I will be sharing a lot of information on how to use Pinterest to make $200, $300, $400 plus every single day, like I'm doing right now with Pinterest traffic. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you for that next video.